this is getting hard. Yesterday, for the past couple days, if you've been watching these videos, I've kind of gone back and forth between this cocky, oh, I'm not having physical symptoms, I'm not having acute, to, oh, maybe I am starting to have them. Well, last night, um, my real, true, gritty, honest withdrawal made itself known and said, oh, you want to get cocky? Okay, here you go. That two on the scale of rating pain, that two that you've been feeling, let's bump it up to a 7. My arms are radiate just pain. It just hurts like the muscles. I actually had to get one of those electric massagers that people use to masturbate with, let's be honest. And I had to put it on my arms and legs for a while until I fell asleep for like 3 hours. And then I had to wake up to piss. So I woke up and I pissed, and I felt that, like, you know, when you wake up and you have like 20 minutes where your brain is still half in sleep mode. Thankfully, I've been having that. Usually, when you quit stuff, you have none of that. Like, you wake up, you're awake now. You're awake. I woke up and I had to piss. So I started pissing, and I was like, oh, I could get back to sleep. And then it started slowly fading away. And I was like, all right, I'll be up for a while. And I sat there and I just, like, flopped out. Just couldn't even really move. And I was just like, God, this arm pain is bad. And usually when your body starts screaming at you in a way like that, that's basically your mind saying, or the devil saying, all right, let's kick him into overdrive. Let's, like, make him relapse. And I'll tell you what, I hit like a thing last night where I said, all right, tomorrow will be the day. I will relapse tomorrow. You know, you slowly kind of like talk yourself into it until you make a firm decision. And my brain was like, okay, well, reasons to and reasons not to. And I always give this analogy. So, say you're on your last day of using, you're confident, you're high, you can write down 20 reasons you want to be sober. Sick of spending money. I'm sick of wasting time. I'm sick of disappointing myself and my family, blah, 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 all that horse shit. And then by day 3 of doing nothing, you start slowly, that list starts diminishing until you're at day 4 or 5. And then you have nothing. It's like you have one thing left, and you're like, all right, fucking get off the list. And then it's just nihilism. And then you relapse. That's what happens. Every time, that's what happens. So I told myself, all right, what are the cons versus the pros? And immediately, one of the first cons was, well, I'd either have to stop making these videos at day 3, or I'd have to lie. And I don't want to lie. I don't want to do that. But I started to I'm pacing around, convincing myself, just lie to those bastard future people watching this channel, because nobody's watching these right now. I said, okay, I can lie. But I don't want to lie. I don't lying is not in my repertoire of things to do. The only things I usually, and I even talked to somebody once who was a lot older but suffered a life of addiction. And I said, I don't lie. The only thing I've ever lied about is whether I'm sober. Because you have to learn to do that to survive if you want to live this junky life. You gotta do it. You can't just let everyone know. People will ditch you, that they won't trust you. Life is a lot easier when you just lie to the world, so then you can continue feeding whatever habit it is you have. So I said, okay, I'll lie. And then I started convincing myself, well, you made it, what is it, 96 hours? You can do it for a day and then start over. But I'm like, do I really want to do that this time? Like, that's the story of my life at this point. And I'm getting to the point where it's like, if I don't do this now, I'm just never going to do it. And something this time, and I really think a lot of it is making these videos. If you're having trouble quitting something, making daily vlog videos gives you like 50% more push. I don't know why. So I said, I can do that. And it was like 8:10 at night. My arms are radiating pain. My brain is in panic mode. It's 8:10, so I Googled the smoke shop that I go to where I get the Kratom. And it said it was closing at 9. So I said, I can get there in 15 minutes. I can do that. That is an option. But I had just eaten food, so I was like, no, I was eating food, which everybody says you're supposed to take it on an empty stomach. I think I couldn't even cook, so I just grabbed like 8 cheese sticks and started just eating 8 cheese sticks. And I said, all right, keep eating these. That'll make you not do it. And I said, something this time is not letting me, and we'll get to this in the future, I'll get back to this, isn't letting me do it. There's like a push to be like, it's like 60% of me is like stay sober. 40% is pushing to relapse all day. So I exited the browser that had the time that it closed at 9, and I said, not tonight, tomorrow. I keep saying that to myself. Tomorrow I'll do it. I'll relapse tomorrow. So I got in the shower because I'm like, I gotta do something to make my body feel better. So I got in the shower. I don't even like hot showers. I hate them. 3 times I've had to clear my phone storage to continue recording. Life keeps throwing these curveballs at me, which is probably the most first world issue you can possibly think of. I'm sitting here from my cozy home, and I have to delete storage to keep filming. I keep telling myself, first world problems. Keep remembering everything you're dealing with right now is first world problems. Anyway, I went to sleep. Slept for a couple hours. Woke up, I already went through that. So I kind of just like existed in pain for an hour or two. And I fell back asleep. Miraculously, I don't even remember falling asleep. And I fell into this very vivid dream that I worked. I just started working at the smoke shop that I intended on relapsing on in the morning. That I worked there. It was a long, repetitive dream. You know, where you're going through the motions of learning a job. And you're like trying to learn the register and all this. And in the dream, it was super realistic. Like, you know when you start a job and somebody will just hang over your shoulder and just stare at you while you're typing? There's a special place in hell for people that like to abuse the new guy on their first week of the job. So anyway, I had this long dream and I woke up and it was a bad wake up. It was like I woke up and the room felt dark and I can smell everything. I think I left too many mildewy towels laying around because the room that I'm spending most of my time in lately smells like weird moldy milk cheese. and I only smell it when I'm sober. So anyway, I woke up and I'm like, all right, oh man. I'm like, it's like 7:18. The store opens at 8. So I'm like, okay, I'll go soon. But then I Googled it, and it said Labor Day might affect these hours. Apparently it's Labor Day. So it says it opens at 9. So that gave me time to pace and think, all right, I'm definitely going to relapse today. Going to do it. Got on YouTube. All of a sudden, YouTube is recommending all these videos of people that have gotten sober before me. And one quick side note is that it's really depressing to see how many videos of these vlog series that people are doing similar to mine end at day 4, which means most of these people are just making 4 days like I was about to, then just never making videos again. Probably died, I don't know, probably could be dead. And I'm just watching this video, and this dude is talking about how he was so close to relapsing. And he fell on his knees and he prayed. So I said, dude, this is like my darkest hour right here. And I'm so weak that my head just fell onto my thumbs. And I started to like whimper cry a little bit. Like my nose started opening up nasally. And I just was like, God, I'm about to relapse. Like I've already made the decision up in my mind. I'm going to relapse. And I'm doing what I always do, which is pray disingenuously. Where I'm rushing through it. I'm not even, I'm just like, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, that's it. I've even watched YouTube videos where it's like 8 minutes, and I pray for 4 minutes, and I'm like, alright, this is getting tedious. Like, I'm sure even God understands. 8 minutes, a little long. And halfway through the prayer, I said, this is BS. I'm not going to open up my heart. I'm not. I'm going to relapse. And I literally said, I'm going to end this prayer. I'm closing my heart to you. I'm going to go relapse. And you got to remember, the store opens at 9, not 8. So I have like 45 minutes to go. Maybe an hour and 10 minutes. And then I started thinking. I was like, all right, really think this through. How are you going to do this? One, you got to lie. You got to make these lying videos. And I said, this is a big addict trickery from the devil that constantly gets me. Is I'll say, okay, I'll go buy a whole bag, and I'll do it once or twice, and then I'll throw it away. But I never throw it away. I keep it. And I really started going through the steps. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to lose motivation. I'm not going to want to continue my journey, sobriety. And I'm like, this is like so repetitive. I have done this thousands of times. Not 10 times like most people I know. I know a lot of people that have a couple failures and then it just works. For me, it's literally every week I'm doing this. So I'm like, play the steps through in your head where it's going to lead. And then I prayed again. And I said, well, I didn't really, but I started thinking. And I said, please, get me through this day. I'll do it tomorrow. I kept saying, just relapse tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. I keep telling myself, do it tomorrow. And all of a sudden, I got this like burst of motivation. And I said, not today. I will not relapse today. And I'm like, well, I feel it. I'm not gonna. I already knew I'm not gonna do it. And I said, give me a sign. And this is gonna be unfortunate that I have to tell you this. But the other night, I ordered kava root. Doesn't do much. Kind of relaxes you, helps you sleep maybe. it's not good enough to become addicted to. So I know it feels like I'm fighting addiction with addiction, but this is just something to, all right, let me drink this just to be like, all right, I'm doing something. And it was supposed to come Tuesday, and it's Monday. And I said, give me a sign. And I checked my tracking, and it said, your shipment is going to come today, like a day early. And I was like, that's got to be the sign. Wait till it comes in the mail today. Drink it. It doesn't do much. It'll help you get through the next couple days. And I knew. I said, it's not going to happen today. Not this time. Might happen tomorrow. Might happen the next day. And I gotta be honest, it probably will. But not today. Not today. Tell yourself, not today. Tomorrow! I don't feel like putting this part in. Anyway, that's enough of the video. Day 3 or 4, I don't know which it is. Not today. When you point me in a direction,